Hello and welcome to the All-in-One Nerd Show. I'm your host, Labruski. With me, as always, is my co-host, Illuminati. Illuminati, how are you doing?
I am great. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks. What have you been reading? What have you been watching? Anything good?
Haven't been reading that much. I've actually abandoned my mission of rereading Sex Criminals. I'm going to read something else.
Okay.
More than likely some manga because I've been slacking in that area.
Sure.
But yeah, other than that, I've read a couple trades. I'm reading Do a Power Bomb by Daniel Warren Johnson.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm going to be starting The Crow, the comic book, obviously.
Yeah. So, Sex Criminals, you stopped rereading it. What happened there? Were you just like, I just would rather read something new, or what?
Yeah, I usually give either a manga, like 3 volumes, and then I'll give a comic book, usually because I'll know even quicker because I'm just better with comics.
Sure.
But I'll give them like 5 issues, and if it's not like really, really pulling me to keep reading, I'll usually abandon and ask my wife to choose a different title because that's how I read. I tell her to pick a title and go for it. And if it sticks, it
That's why.
sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Sure. Okay, cool. Looks like we have some people in the chats.
Yes.
GK Ultra, what is up, dude? Hope you're doing well. He says The Crow's amazing. You can feel the emotion since Barr originally didn't even write it for publication. Interesting. I have never read The Crow or anything like that. So I've never seen it like collected either. Like, is there like a nice collected edition? Is it like a trade? What is it?
Yes. So I think there's one other collected edition that may be out of print, but there's a perfect edition that's in print and it is a trade paperback, but it's pretty good quality. I mean, it doesn't read poorly. The spine doesn't crack or anything like that. But I do agree with GK Ultra. I mean, it is a very emotional and dark story, so you gotta kind of prepare the headspace. I actually watched a short like biography on the creator, and I mean everything about that guy is just so tragic, but it kind of makes you want to read The Crow even more. But it's really fascinating.
Interesting. Have you seen the movie? There's 2, I believe now. I think there may be a couple actually.
Yeah, I think there's like 4.
Is there? I know there was a recent remake, but I don't think that did well.
Yeah, is it Matt Draper's video, GK Ultra? I think it is Matt Draper's.
Matt Draper. That sounds familiar.
I think, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Fifth the Jack Gaming, hope you're doing well. Fifth the Jack says, "Oh man, Do a Power Bomb is amazing. Top digital read of last year." Yeah, Adam also says later, need a deluxe for Do a Power Bomb. Snap by. I agree. I've been waiting to read it for a deluxe, but that's not even like announced. So I don't know. I may just kind of bite the bullet and buy the trade paperback for now, and I can just upgrade when it does come out, whenever the deluxe does come out, because I do really want to read that book. So
yeah, that's what I was holding off on. This is the last Daniel Warren Johnson title that I have to read to have everything he wrote under my belt, and I was waiting. I was like, okay, deluxe has to come, like the reception of it, of Do a Powerbomb when it was coming out in single issues, I was like, it's coming tomorrow. Like, people want this thing, but hasn't been announced, so I just went in for the trade.
I know. We'll see what happens with that. I'm sure it will come out eventually.
Yeah.
James Abel is also here. Hey, James, how are you? We are also streaming on Twitch as well now. So I guess just let us know if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch how the quality is. If it's like laggy, if it's, because if it is, I'll only stream on YouTube, but I wanted to give Twitch a go, I guess. So we'll see how it goes. Today we are going to be talking about the Daredevil Born Again trailer that recently got released. I think it was Thursday, I want to say, January 15th. It looks like it came out. I have not watched it. I've only seen bits and pieces of it. So I really don't know what to expect, but I'm excited. I'm excited to
Yeah,
check it out.
you're in
Yeah.
for a treat. I'll say that at least.
So you enjoyed the trailer.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And then I think we're also maybe going to talk a little bit about the Daredevil comics and whatnot
Mhm.
and touch upon that. So why don't we try and watch the trailer? Let's hope it goes well, better than the Superman trailer. And we'll see what happens, I guess. Let me share my screen. Share. Okay. Can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for finding the time. Well, I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again. A lot of time has passed. By the look of it, you've come up in the world. I could say the same about you. Mayor serves the city. I can see you're not entirely convinced. Can you blame me? I can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system. Why did you stop being a vigilante? The line was crossed. It's hard to come to terms with a violent nature. Hating the power it has over us. The city can't go unchecked. Sometimes peace needs to be broken. And chaos must reign. Am I putting the hatchet down? I was raised to believe in grace. But I was also raised to believe in retribution.
Okay. Wow. I will say from that trailer, I'm excited. That kind of has me a little excited for this show. I think I said it last time, or maybe it was the show before. I was not very I was not anticipating this show to be anything great. But that trailer surprised me, I will say. GK Ultra trailer is great, not to be a hater, but Disney messes this up, it really will push me further from the MCU. Been waiting on this since it was announced. Don't ruin Frank and Matt, two of my favorites ever. Yeah, it looks like they're kind of going for the violence and the grittiness of the Netflix shows. And I think that fits really well with the Punisher and Daredevil in this story overall. So it looks like the Kingpin's the mayor now, right? Or
Yep.
maybe okay, yeah, because I was confused at first. I was like, okay, is he campaigning to be the mayor or is he already the mayor? But it does look like he is. So I wonder if we'll kind of see that rise because if it's still canon from that Netflix show, I mean, he was in jail, I believe. So we'll see how
Yeah.
that kind of plays out.
I think the last we saw him was Hawkeye.
Oh, that's right.
And
Oh my gosh. I
And
forgot
I
about
don't
Hawkeye.
know what the status quo was of his character then, but it does seem like in the trailer he's already mayor. That's what it seems like, at least. I mean, obviously we have no clue, but that's what it seems like.
Yeah. So this trailer really kind of shocked me. I'm very pleasantly surprised at this trailer. It looks a lot
Yeah.
of fun.
Yeah, and I also think GK Ultra, you're not a hater, man. I mean, I think that goes for a lot of people. I think this is going to be Disney's first step into something really adult centric and focused and geared towards adults. And if they mess it up, I think a lot of that older audience is going to probably check out. And that's the truth of
Yeah.
it. Not a hater. It's just is reality.
No, I agree. I do agree because I guess Deadpool and Wolverine is technically Disney, right? But I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
this
that's
is
true.
a little different in some ways. This is like full on the MCU doing, a gritty kind of story and whatnots. Echo ending teaser was Fisk thinking of running for mayor. I did not even watch Echo.
I
I
forgot
forgot
about
that was
Echo.
even a show. Was it good? Was that show good, GK Ultra? I'd be curious to know your thoughts on that. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what they do with this show. I mean, we have Vincent. I'm drawing a blank on his last name. D something.
Oh, Kingpin.
Back. Yeah, Kingpin. He's back. I like the actor. I like his portrayal of Kingpin. I like how he has like these hand twitches. Have you ever noticed that? He
Yeah,
twitches his hand a lot. He does that in this trailer, but he also did that a lot in the Netflix show. I just think
yeah.
that's an interesting, uh, I don't know, character trait, I
Like
guess.
him suppressing that violence that's within him.
That anger, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it starts out with, let me share my screen again. We'll kind of, I guess, break it down a little bit. I think there we go. So it starts out with Daredevil fighting, and it looks like some sort of New York City basement or something. And then they jump to them talking in a diner, being kind of civil about meeting again, which is interesting. And we find out that Daredevil has given up being a vigilante. So it will be interesting to maybe explore that
Yep.
and see why he gave it up. Do you have any like thoughts, theories around that? Because
I don't.
I'm trying
I'm
to
trying to.
remember.
The last we
Mm,
saw him was She-Hulk, right?
I
So,
believe so. Yeah.
and I
Or,
don't know where that was at in his
yeah. Sure.
career of Daredevil in MCU. You know, like I have no clue. So it's kind of hard to predict.
Yeah. I don't know. And it seemed like in She-Hulk, I don't even think I've watched the whole thing of She-Hulk either. I did not like that suit he had in She-Hulk, though. I thought that looked
Oh,
so bad.
I
It looked
loved that
so.
suit.
What that?
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't like it either? I thought it looked horrible.
No, I love that suit. The
Oh, you loved it.
yellow and brown Daredevil suit's my favorite Daredevil suit.
Well, I think in the comics it looks good, but I think here or in the She-Hulk show it did not look good. I thought I don't know, I just thought it looked bad. Adam says, I'm excited for Daredevil, love the Netflix show, and how it continues that line. Yeah, I'm excited to
Mhm.
see how it shakes up. But we have the meeting again in a New York City diner. And then cuts to some more action. Kingpin in a fighting scene. Let's see what else we have here.
Yeah, there is a detail that I saw someone point out, which we can talk about when we get there. It's going to be
Okay,
that Kingpin and Vanessa scene where they're at a dinner table.
cool. And then we got the three back together. We got, is it Paige? No, or is it Paige?
Karen Page.
Karen Page and Foggy. I like these two characters. I like the actors in the Netflix show, so I'm excited and glad they are returning. I think that the trio was awesome. Yeah, I'm glad they're returning. I think it's great. And then we got Times Square. We got some Easter eggs here. It looks like with the Rogers musical. Is there any other Easter eggs here? Let's see.
Mm,
I'm sure. Oh, there's a Disney Plus thing right there. I'm sure there's some other ones that I'm not able to pick out right now. Looks like Kingpin's about to give a press conference. And then what's this? this is some graffiti of the Kingpin, apparently, it looks like.
Yeah.
And I like how it's transitions into a shot of him being almost like violent here. I like that.
Yeah.
Here it looks like he's in a jumpsuit from that, and then it looks like maybe he's in like a suit. So maybe it's just some art or something. That's an interesting detail. Let's see what else we have. We have this scene of, it looks like maybe this is where Daredevil gives up being a vigilante. Do you think that's what it is?
That's what I would assume. Like when I saw that, I thought we'll probably, I guess, find out why he gives up the mantle. But
I imagine we will. Yeah, I imagine we will. What's this? It's another fight scene. It doesn't look like there's. I wonder if he's maybe playing some sort of character or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's White Tiger.
White Tiger. Okay. And then looks like some prison thing, or I don't know. This is a cool shot of Matt Murdock. I like the lighting. I think that's cool. Here he is with a supermodel or something. I don't know. She's cute. She's yeah, she's cute. Do you think this is like some sort of vigilante or superhero or supervillain? Do we know?
I don't know. I really don't. I would assume there's going to be more world building just because of like White Tiger and all those other characters making an appearance. So possibly.
And then who is this? Is that White Tiger?
No, that's Muse.
Muse. What's his like power?
So he doesn't exactly have a power. He is a mass murderer serial killer that is an artist, and he uses the blood of his victims to create art. So,
oh my god.
I think it was during Charles Soule's run. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but Daredevil and Blind Spot, who was kind of like Daredevil's sidekick at the time, found out about Muse and were able to track down his murders. Like he did like hundreds of murders, so then they were just trying to stop him. He's very skilled though. He's not like just your run of the mill murderer by any means.
Sheesh. Okay, so I imagine back here, this is probably him then doing that graffiti. I imagine.
Maybe. I mean, he usually is, at least in the comics, he's more of like a painter than like a graffiti artist. But I mean, maybe
they switched it up.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a shot of Vanessa and Kingpin with a nice piece of artwork. She's a art seller, I think, and he's a art lover. So that's how they met in the original Netflix show, as far as I remember, at art gallery.
So this is the scene I was referencing. So someone brought to a bunch of people's attention that is actually the painting that was in Fisk's apartment when Daredevil was beating the crap out of him. So that's actually his blood splattered on the
wow.
there.
That's an interesting detail. Okay. Yeah, interesting. So and the shot is interesting as well because I don't know, the way it's framed, it's the blood's pointing at her. And so I wonder if that is foreshadowing something. Maybe she dies. I don't know.
That or like it's showing how he kind of keeps himself on the straight and narrow. At least the facade of him being on the straight and narrow is, you know, remembering that Daredevil was there to hold him accountable and he can't get away with everything because there's someone that's going to beat the crap out of him.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, we'll see if maybe that plays any significant part in the show. Yeah, and then we have the Punisher coming back, which he looks like he's seen better days, to say the least.
Yeah,
and it looks like maybe he's experiencing some like PTSD here or something, and he doesn't recognize Matt at first. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out and see what role he plays in the show. I wonder maybe if they'll do a Punisher show after this. If this is a successful show, I wonder.
I hope so. I don't know where you stand with it, but I would hate to lose John Berthenol as Punisher because I think that is like the role made for him as an actor.
Yeah, I do think it's really good casting for sure.
Yeah.
He plays the part great. Courtroom scene, awesome. And then we got Daredevil. Looks like maybe in the courtrooms. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like a kind of a courtroom or courthouse. We got this guy. Do we know who this guy is? Oh,
No,
there's White Tiger.
There's White Tiger. Yep.
Cool. I don't know who that is. Is this Daredevil?
I would assume so. There was some of Muse's artwork too. It flashed.
Oh, where was that?
It's kind of like a guy with like
Right there. Okay, I see that. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Cool. Someone behind bars. Awesome. Oh, this is a cool shot right here. Looks like maybe it looks like he has some different suits. I wonder how many suits we'll see him in this show. Yeah. I like how like the eyes are kind of glowing too. That's a cool effect.
People have broken down each of these suits so far. So you have like the armored suit from the 90s to the far left. You have his like original red suit. You obviously have the yellow suit after that. During the Charles Soule run, he had a all black suit. Also during Shadowland, Andy Diggle's run, and then that would be his now modern.
This guy, far right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like that they added that in. All right, looks like he's fighting with this. Looks like the back of Muse right here.
Yeah,
I guess. All right, and then we got the logo. Daredevil, Born Again. March 4th. Does it say how many episodes it's going to be or no? Let's see. No, does not say.
Let's see here.
Yeah, let's look at that because I'd be curious to know how many episodes this will be. Because when the show got announced and they were like in pre-production and working on it, I remember it was like rumored there was going to be like 18 episodes or like just a lot of episodes for the season. So I'd be curious to know if that's still the case or if they trimmed that down and tightened it up.
I'll find out here.
A Fifth Jack Gaming agrees with you about the Punisher. Got to keep him as Punisher. No recast for him, please. Does amazing job. Yeah, he would agree.
So Born Again was reduced from 18 episodes apparently to 9 episodes now.
Okay, cool. That makes more sense. I feel like that's more digestible too. Like I don't really want to watch an 18 episode thing. GK Ultra says I think it's supposed to be 2 seasons.
It could be.
So maybe they did the 18 episodes but broke it up into 2 seasons. That could be. Yeah. So I am excited for this show now. I will say March 4th, we will make sure to watch the first episode on, let's see, or talk about the first episode on this following Saturday, the 8th, March 8th. And yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I guess my excitement for modern Marvel, because we were actually talking about in one of the group chats I'm in just the other day, is it does seem like they are doing a little bit of I don't know if it's a circle back or round robin, putting out stuff that isn't as lighthearted anymore. You know, we have Captain America coming out, we have Daredevil. You know, we're going to have some fairly dark stories and more adult focused stories, and I think that's going to really bring in a lot of people that have been wanting that. And you know, the common gripe when it comes to MCU projects is it's so lighthearted, it's so comedy filled, and now we're going to have them doing the exact opposite. So it's going to be interesting reaction to this darker tone when it comes to both of those projects.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like, I mean, Blade, that's in the works. That's kind of darker, but I feel like that's, we'll be lucky if we ever see that. From what I understand, it's kind of in production hell right now. It's yeah. So who knows if that will come out? Fifth Check Gaming, I'm guessing 10 seems like lately everything has been around 10 episodes. Close. We got 9. But yeah, I think it will be an awesome show, to be honest with you. I think I'm excited for it.
What's your opinion on how many broken bones took place at the last like 10 seconds of that trailer?
Yeah, it looks pretty violent and awesome. So I'm there for it. I think it feels like Daredevil, Netflix Daredevil too. I think that's important for this show.
Yeah.
I think because I think GK Ultra said it where it's needs to kind of be that same level of violence in a lot of ways as the Netflix show, or as adult as a Netflix show. So it looks like they went for it, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they're gonna shoehorn him into the universe, though. That's the only thing that's like a little odd, because obviously the Thanos snap happened, and then all of a sudden he was in She-Hulk. Like, are we gonna get how that happened, where he's been, where was he during, the entire Infinity Saga when everybody else was fighting Thanos? What was Daredevil doing, type of thing.
Chilling,
I mean, I really hope we get that, because that needs to be fleshed out.
Yeah, I bet we will, to a certain extent. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they'll work out the timeline where he just gave up being a vigilante before the Thanos and Infinity War and all that. Now he's kind of coming back into it. I do think though they will establish some sort of timeline as far as where he's been. I hope they do. I do think that needs to be established for sure. And I'm curious, do you think there's going to be any other Defenders? We're going to see any, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist? What do you think?
I would lean more towards no, just because I think Marvel right now, when it comes to Marvel projects, is treading lightly. Like, I think they're putting some ties in place that connect universes and stuff, but I don't think they want to like jump gung-ho into anything, just because of how negative the response has been to, geez, it seems like everything, so it's, I think they're going to try and just establish that Daredevil lore, that Daredevil world, tone, vibe, everything like that. And then maybe if we have a season 2, et cetera, we'll start trickling in the other Defenders, the other heroes and stuff like that. Because technically we have White Tiger, so that is a little bit of a branch into the Marvel universe, but it's also a new character. We haven't seen him in the MCU yet, so it doesn't really matter.
Is he a good or bad guy?
So there's technically 2. There's Hector, who is the White Tiger. He was the original White Tiger. He was a little bit more morally gray. I think he kind of, I guess, towed the line when it came to what he did as a vigilante. And then you have, I think her name's Isla or Isla. I'm probably butchering that, but she becomes the White Tiger after that, and that's like his niece or something like that. So this is going to be the first White Tiger.
Okay, cool. Fifth Jack Gaming says Jessica Jones is confirmed to be in Born Again, I believe. At least it has been plastered on my Facebook feed. LOL. I feel like I feel like Jessica Jones is the out of the Defenders. I think she's the most likely one to show up.
Yeah.
I feel like she was like I feel like she was the most, like, the second most popular character out of the Netflix Defenders. and I'm drawing a blank on the actress, but she's pretty popular all in all. So I do think we will see her to some extent. I don't know about the other Defenders. I would like to. I like all the other Defender shows, to be honest. I know Iron Fist was definitely the one that's was the weakest, but I enjoyed his show, honestly. At least the first season. I can't remember the second.
Yeah.
And I just read Immortal Fist, which I have right here by Ed Brubaker and Matt Fraction, which was a great run. So I do want to see more Iron Fist. I think that'd be cool. GK Ultra, some plot details leaked months back. Should be the OG Tiger. Did you guys catch any of it? Detailed Frank's role 2.
No.
Me neither.
Yeah.
No.
I try to stay away from like that level of details. Like I watch trailers and look at some set photos, but if any like plot details or character details or anything, I try to steer away. I mean, sometimes curiosity gets the best of me and I just
As it
read it
does.
anyway.
Right?
But
Yeah.
I try to stay away.
Yeah, no, I do too. I do too. Fifth Jack Gaming, I personally like who played Luke Cage return, but I have no idea if that will happen. He was, yeah, the Luke Cage show was good. Let's see, who was the actor? Mike.
That's who I would have my
Porter.
money on being in the show. If anybody other Defenders would be Luke Cage, maybe a after credit scene or something, and that's just because of the Devil's Reign event and kind of what happens at the end of that. But I
Okay,
think that would make the most sense.
got it. I just Googled it, and I bet the night nurse Rosaria Dawson, I believe that's how you say her name.
Mhm.
I bet she'll make an appearance. She's a pretty popular actress, and I think that character is pretty popular too. So I imagine she'll make an appearance for sure. That'll be cool. So it looks like this is based on Devil's Reign, right? Kinda. I haven't read it, so I'd be curious to
It
know.
seems like it is so far. Yeah, I mean, based off the plot and Fisk becoming the mayor, everything like that. So I would say so. Yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely pulling some from it, from a little bit at least.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll be cool to see how that plays out. And that's written by Chip Zdarsky, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And that run is good, or no?
Yes, that runs very, very good.
Because I
Devil's
know it got
Reign
an
is
omnibus recently, like last year, I think.
yeah, it's a set of 2 to complete the run. Which,
Okay.
I think the second one came out like the last week of December. But yeah, his run's very, very good. Has a lot to do with Frank Castle, Punisher, Elektra, Kingpin, especially leading into Devil's Reign, which was an event completely around Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run. So definitely think it will have to do with that.
Cool. Maybe I'll try to read that digitally. I know I have to read Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky first, and then go to Devil's Reign, right? Because that's like the end of his Daredevil run, right?
It's I think it's at like the third quarter of his Daredevil run. So it's just before the actual climax that you get to.
Got it. Okay, cool. We have Alexander Miller 2 on Twitch. Hello, I hope you're doing well. I believe that Alexander, he has a YouTube channel too, Comic Central, I think. So shout out to that channel. Yeah, I'm excited for the show. I'll be honest, this trailer really surprised me.
Yeah.
It has me hyped for this show now. I like I like Daredevil. I've read some of his comics, which we can talk about here in a second, but I really like the Netflix show, and I want to rewatch that. But it is a bit of a time sink, you know. I mean, there's 3 seasons with I think like 8 to 10 episodes each, an hour long. So it's definitely a commitment to rewatch that show, but the third season is so good to me. I love that third season. When I watched that, I was in college. I was a freshman in college. I remember it came out. It was like a Friday night. I had nothing going on. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch this show. And I did. It was incredible. Or I ordered a calzone. It was great. I missed those college days. Yeah, it was great.
So you're saying the MCU has Labruschi's vote on Daredevil right now?
So far. And
Okay.
it's really done a complete 180 for me. Because, like I said, I really did not like Daredevil and She-Hulk. Not that it was bad or I hated it. But compared to the Netflix show, I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is not
Yeah.
the same character. I like the actor though, Charlie Cox. He's I think he is in a lot of ways like the perfect Matt Murdock. You know, he's very charismatic. He's a handsome fella, let's be honest. He's he's a handsome guy. I'm not afraid to say it. And boy, this got derailed, huh? No. I do like him as Daredevil and Matt Murdock. I will say that. I think he plays the character well. And so yeah, it does have my Daredevil, the MCU's Daredevil does have my heart right now and my excitement. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the second thing MCU I'm most excited for. Captain America is number one, which I've said probably a
It's
million
coming out.
times.
When's that coming out? Soon, February, right? Or
Valentine's Day, February 14th. Yeah, I already got
oh,
my tickets.
whoa. All right,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll make sure to go watch that. That way we can do the show about it. I have low expectations, so maybe it will blow me out of the water, even if it's because sometimes if you have low expectations for movies, and even if the movie's like just okay, it's still is better than what you thought it was going to be. So maybe that will be the case for this movie. I kind of doubt it, but you never know. We'll see. We'll see what
I don't
happens.
know. I think it is really, really going to be just so good. And I'll eat my words if it's horrible. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong, but I mean, you just have Captain America, the second coming of, Captain America as Sam Wilson, second coming
Yeah,
of Hulk, all this
yeah.
just world building that's going to take place. It's going to be really, really cool. I think so.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I was never a huge fan of Falcon, and the Red Hulk's cool, but it's not doing it for me. I'm like, well, I'm
Red
over
Hulk
it.
is so cool.
I'm over it. I will say though, there's been some promotional like images, posters, and whatnot that's been released, and I'm like, okay, that's actually pretty cool. There was one poster in particular that I saw, and I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty sick. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm okay. Let's catch up on chat. Alexander Miller and a podcast. Man, you're busy. You got a YouTube and podcast. Jeez. He says the cast is amazing. I would agree. I do think I feel like there really was no weak link in the cast for the Daredevil Netflix show. And here, I mean, it's the same cast. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm scared they had to reshoot half the movie. This is about Captain America. I did not know they had to reshoot half the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I feel like with a lot of movies now, that's pretty common.
Yeah.
That's not super rare or anything like that. So I don't know. I feel like that will be fine. I know I saw somewhere where there was, I think it was like a wrestler or something. He
Yeah,
didn't.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he was in the movie, and then he revealed recently he got cut from the movie entirely. So I wonder maybe if that was part of the reshoots. I don't know the story there, obviously. But I don't know if it's a huge red flag that a movie does reshoots necessarily. If they bounce around directors and screenwriters and this and that, like Blade has been, then I think that's
especially during the time that movie was in production for MCU. Like that was a very transformative time. That's where they were really questioning what they were doing, the direction they're going, and I think that's what ultimately led to the reshoots. So I think it's going to be for the better, not for the worse. So no matter what movie we get, I think it's going to be better than what they were trying to produce. Because I mean, if you're backtracking and like, hey, we got to reshoot this whole thing, then that's a red flag right there. That movie should not have seen the light of day.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Yeah.
Alexander, I have a lot of free time after school. Well, that's always good then.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful, but the MCU has not been the same for the last few years. I would agree with that completely. I even like anything after Endgame for me has not hit the same. The only exception is maybe Spider-Man No Way Home. Even that, I'm like, I have not rewatched that movie. I don't have much desire to rewatch that movie. So I don't know.
Is there something wrong with my mic, Alex?
I can hear you fine. Let us know, Alexander. It's still not working properly, but I can hear you just fine. So hopefully it's not just a Twitch thing. I don't know why it would be, but we'll figure it out. Anyhow, yeah, I don't know. The MCU really has not hit. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was good, actually, too. I forgot about that. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're good, Tyler. Yeah, I forgot about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I really enjoyed that movie.
One of the few movies that make me cry like a
Really?
literal baby. Yeah. In a public theater, me and my wife on a date. We were at one of those theaters where you can eat while watching the movie, and
That's every theater.
well, I mean, like dinner food,
I
like
know.
chicken tenders and stuff.
I know. I just wanted to tease you. I know what you meant.
But yeah, man. I mean, we just got sick to our stomachs, like sad, like just bawling. But I have like a crazy affinity for animals. Like that just tears me up. Anything with animals, it does
It
not matter.
was probably the saddest MCU film, I feel like, even more so than like at the end game. Oh, we have two Alexes now in the chat. Alex, glad to have you. Hope you're doing well. Fork and screen. I'm not sure what that means.
He's saying that's like the theater where you eat and
is that like a branch or like a
I don't know. The theater I went to was called like Bow Tie or something like that. I can't remember.
We have one around here called the Movie Tavern, but it's so freaking expensive. So expensive. I went there to see oh my gosh, Glass. I think that's what it's called, the M. Night Shyamalan movie, Glass. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about like the Unbreakable series?
Yes.
Yeah, the third movie in it?
Is that Glass? Is that what it's called?
Yes, it is Glass because it focuses on Samuel Jackson's character, right?
I believe. Yes. Yeah. But it like ties it all together. I went to the Movie Tavern to watch that. I got a gift card for Christmas. $75, I think it was. And I remember using the entirety of that gift card. It was only me and my ex-girlfriend at the time. I used the entirety of the gift card plus like $50 on top of that. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. Tyler, your voice sounds higher pitched than in videos.
I'm just finally going through puberty, Alex. That's all. Just ignore it.
It finally caught up to you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What were we saying? We're talking about the interview. I don't know. We got on a sidetrack about
your ex-girlfriend, gift cards,
expensive movie theaters. Yeah. The MCU. Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Spider-Man No Way Home have been definitely the two standouts for me, I feel like, since Endgame. Like all the others are mostly forgettable to me. Like Shang-Chi, Black Widow, Eternals, Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness was garbage.
Yeah, that was horrible. I did not
hated
like
that movie. I was just disappointed by it, I guess. high expectations for it, and it didn't live up to it, I guess. But I do think the movie has a lot of problems on its own, and I don't know what other MCU movies have come out. Black Panther 2, I forgot that was even a movie. Like, what's going on?
I liked Black Panther 2. Black Widow, I loved. I probably watched that twice in a week. I thought it was so
Really?
good. Yeah.
Thor Love and Thunder. That was not
Horrible.
good.
Yeah,
That
we
was
don't even
pretty
speak about
bad.
that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the MCU and all the shows, it's just like too much.
I was gonna say, what about the shows? Do you have a
I,
favorite that or a standout as far as those go?
I think low-key. I haven't seen the second season though, but the first season was really good. I enjoyed that. I was surprised at how much I liked Hawkeye. I thought that was pretty good. And WandaVision was good as well, but I feel like that's it for the most part. I'm trying to think what other shows we have. She-Hulk was no good. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, no good. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the other shows.
What
Echo,
about
no, I didn't even know about it till tonight, pretty much.
did you say WandaVision? What did you think about
Yeah,
that?
I thought that was good. I enjoyed WandaVision. That was almost like an event when that was coming out. I remember because that was the first of the MCU shows on Disney Plus. Everyone was hyped up. That was good. I enjoyed that one. I like the artistic choices they made in that show, having it be around or parroting like sitcoms and stuff like that. I thought that was clever. Loki, I enjoyed. I thought that was probably my favorite. And then I was surprised at how much I liked Hawkeye. I enjoyed that show. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun show. Even though
Yeah.
I've never really liked Jeremy Renner playing Hawkeye. I never liked the character Hawkeye. I thought it was good. I thought Kate Bishop was cool. I thought I could get why she's as popular as she is in the comics and whatnot. So
Have you read the comic it's based off of yet at all?
I have. I did not like it though.
Oh my
I have the omnibus, yeah.
no.
I'm gonna give it another shot. I will give it another shot. But the first time I read it, I did not enjoy it at all.
Oh,
Yeah, I know,
so
but
phenomenal.
I will give it another read eventually because it is shorter. You can definitely read it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the artwork by David Aja. I think that's how you say his name. I thought that amazing artwork. That was really the standout for me. But the story, it was like, I don't know. So I'll give it another read, see what I think, and go from there. I mean, people just praise it like it's the holy grail.
It's pretty good.
I don't
It's
know.
pretty dang good. And it also has one of my favorite because I'm not really like an extras guy when it comes to like omnibuses and
Me neither.
stuff.
Yeah,
But
I never read extras or anything. I
that
should.
that omnibus has the best extra where you actually can play a playlist that David Aha provided for every scene. So you have a
Oh, that's actually
soundtrack
pretty cool.
for the entire story, which is really cool.
That's cool. I know of one other comic that did a similar thing. We Live. Did you ever read that?
No, but I was recommended that, and I do want to read that. And
Yeah.
I saw your short, and I was like, "Oh yeah, somebody told me to read this."
Yeah, I've read the first trade, the one I did the short about, and then I have a couple floppies of it, and I just kind of fell off of it. So I don't know if there's some sort of collected edition. I haven't seen anything of it.
Mm-mm.
But that's a good one too. And I remember in the first trade there were like prompts to like turn on a certain type of music or whatever to read it. So I thought that was interesting. Alexander Miller has to sadly leave. That is okay. I hope you have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. Is that going into the unspeakable box? I'm not sure what that's in reference to now. I'm bad at the chat, keeping up with it. What is that referring to?
I don't know what it's referring to, but the unspeakable box is like anything like naughty boy related, you put it into the unspeakable box.
Okay. All right. Fifth Jack Gaming, please elaborate. I'm curious. Alex, speaking of Thor 3, did they ever implement Hela being Loki's sister into the comics? I haven't read the recent stuff.
I would have no clue.
I am
Hela
not
and
sure.
Loki are so off my radar when it comes to comics.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because I feel like the MCU has inspired some comic
Oh,
book
yeah.
related inspirations and stuff. And it's interesting because they both kind of play off of each other and affect each other. Let's see, Alex, the letter pages for Question had a lot of Denny O'Neill's book recommendations. I learned a lot from him. Cool. Is that the Question Omni one? I'm assuming. I believe, is there 2 omnibuses of the Question now? Do you know?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
I don't have the first one, so I don't 100% know. Not on the radar, but I do think a second volume is out. I think.
Got it. Fifth Jet Gaming, Thor: Love and Thunder going to Unspeakable Box, like something we don't talk about again.
Oh yeah.
I would talk about it again. Talk about how bad it is. Yeah, that'd be fun. Let's do a show about that.
Never.
I was disappointed in that movie because I like the director a lot, Taika Waititi. I think some of his more indie films, I guess, even though I don't know they're really technically indie films. I love his type of comedy and stuff, but here I just thought it was a sloppy kind of mess, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was very disappointing for me. Alex, there are 2 of his runs is fully collected now. Awesome. I've not read the Question. One of my college friends we bonded over comics in college, actually. He was huge into the Question. I remember I worked at a comic shop. Him always coming in and trying to find single issues of the Question and the dollar bins and whatnot to see what people brought in. And he got lucky a couple times, but he loves the Question. So why don't we talk a little bit about Daredevil comics for a little bit?
Yes.
I imagine you've read a heck of a lot more Daredevil comics than I have. So I'll just tell you what I've read. I did read Born Again by Frank Miller. I believe that's the one I read.
Mhm.
Is that the one with the Captain America type guy who like goes on a killing rampage in like Brooklyn or the Bronx? Or is that the
If you have the omnibuses, it's going to be in that companion. It's going to be
I don't. I read it digitally.
Oh, okay.
I believe
Never
it was
mind then.
Born Again. I
Yeah.
believe it was. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Where
I enjoyed it. Whatever I read by Frank Miller Daredevil run, I thought it was pretty good. And then I have the 2 Mark Raid. I can't speak. Mark Raid books.
Wade.
Wade. There we go. Hopefully, I never interview him. I'll botch his name. That would be embarrassing. I have those 2 Omnis, which I enjoyed. I would sell though. I don't know if I'll reread it. That's kind of where I'm at in comic book collecting. Sidebar. If I can't imagine myself rereading it, I will probably try to sell it. And with the Daredevil omnibus I don't think I'll reread it, to be honest. I did enjoy it, though. It was pretty solid.
That's the healthy way of collecting, right? I mean, I don't think there's
Well,
anything wrong with that at all.
Yeah, no, I think the more healthy way is trying to read it free digitally, through Comixology or DC Universe or Marvel Universe, whatever. And then if you enjoy it, buy it. But I don't do that.
Yeah.
That's lame, if you ask me. That's the lame version of collecting. So yeah, that's what I've read of Daredevil in the comics. What about you?
I think I mean, regarding what you've read, I think you've read what people would consider the like required reading, which is Born Again, essentially. Usually if you have Born Again under your belt, people are like, oh wow, he's he has good taste in comics. That's all you need. It can
Yeah.
stop right there. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the modern stuff is really, really good, especially when you get into like Bendis and Brubaker era, where you really have a gritty take on uh Daredevil, even more so
Mhm.
than we've seen before. And then you can get into like the Ann Nesenti run where it kind of plays a little hand in hand with some of the Frank Miller stuff, because you do have, I guess, what a lot of people consider like the sequel to Born Again, which is Last Rites, and you have the introduction of one of Daredevil's like more infamous rogues, which is Typhoid Mary. She's just a nut bag, to say the least.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think Born Again, and then most people would probably say Bendis and Brubaker era is the two that are worth reading more than anything. But I think Mark Wade's run is incredible. That's really good. Different tone overall. Jake from Brave and the Boys is actually reading that currently. He's on volume 2 of the omnibus, and he's like, why do people say this is so light? And it's like, well, bad things still happen in that book. Like it's not
There's some
lighthearted. It's
dark
just
stuff. I think of the
yeah,
second omnibus with the spot. I remember being like, "Oh my gosh."
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So it goes there best times,
it and it's more light in like aesthetics, it's like
I would
more
agree.
bright colors and less grit and
Yeah.
grime and scratchiness. That's more where the
The lines are
like
pretty
lightness.
clean.
Yeah,
Yeah. I do
exactly.
like the
Yep.
artwork of that book. Um, what's your favorite Daredevil run or book or whatever?
I would probably originally say Ann Nesenti's, just because not only did I really enjoy it where a lot of people did not, I also kept telling myself to enjoy it more and more because it wasn't like the fan favorite run. And I like being that guy that likes the lesser of, you know, anything really. I'm the guy that likes the supporting cast member instead of the main character and
I'm
stuff.
the
And
opposite.
yeah, and I feel like everybody falls into one or the
Yeah.
other of those like categories. And so I would say Ann Nesenti's is up there, but if I'm being like super realistic, especially with like any type of biases as far as like recency bias, I would 100% say Chip Zdarsky's. Um,
Cool.
just because the lore and the like there's like some I keep wanting to say fantasy, but I know that's the wrong term to describe it, but it's very supernaturally, especially during the first portion, and leading kind of into the second portion involving Frank Castle and stuff. So
Okay.
I would say that one would take the cake currently.
Chip Zdarsky's run, you'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Cool. And I know there's Bendis's Omni Volume 2 is coming out, I think. I don't know if that's a reprint. You may
Yes.
know. Is that
Yeah, it
okay?
is. Yep.
Yeah, and I hear his run's pretty good of Daredevil. So I'm not gonna buy any omnibus for it, but I may check it out eventually digitally.
Yeah. Yeah, his run is really good. It's a lot more of a grittier story, like I kind of touched on before. Like Daredevil's always been dark and very street level, but
Yeah.
he takes it to a whole nother level. But the coolest part about that run is Bendis told his story, and then he was going to step off the book to continue to read other titles, and he actually asked Marvel to have Brubaker continue essentially the same story. So they are two different runs, but they're considered the same run in the same way. So that's why I always regard it as an era rather than two separate runs, because it is one story. You can't read Brubaker without Bendis. It is a run and its sequel completely. So, but that is
Got
an incredible story.
got it. Okay, cool. And I think Brubaker's omnis are kinda out of print, I believe.
I don't think his volume 2 is. I think that was reprinted somewhat recently. It could be out of print already. I mean, I don't know, because Chip
Yeah.
Zdarsky's Omnibus Volume 2 is out of print at like the distributor level already. So
Jeez.
Daredevil's a hot commodity when it comes to
I guess so.
comics.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, let's catch up on the chat. Alex, how does rate? Help me out here, Illuminati.
Wade.
Thank you. Run hold up as an isolated read? I've heard it's a very different take. I guess I think it does hold up. I haven't read the other Daredevil stuff, but I think it does read as a contained story in a lot of ways. I remember there being too a kind of a felt like a very defined like halfway point to the story without getting into spoilers. But I do think it reads and holds up as an isolated read for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say this. Jake from Brave and the Boys, he did not read anything that took place before. So he didn't read that Shadowland event, which directly leads into Mark Wade's run.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he's loving it. He doesn't think he's missing anything. So I would say it if you want a little extra context, you can read Shadowland, but as long as you know Daredevil wasn't himself and he did some bad things, you can read Mark Wade's run and enjoy it.
And do people know that Daredevil is Daredevil Matt Murdock? Is that
and Mark Wade's run?
I thought that was a part of it too, that people knew.
Yeah. If I'm remembering correctly, especially based off some of the panels Jake sent, I'm pretty sure his identity is known at that point.
I feel like I remember that.
Yeah.
I will say though, too, I read it without reading the previous Daredevil stuff, and I caught on just fine. It will fill you in on everything you need to know when you start to read it. You don't need to know much, and it just takes off with the story. For the Jack Gaming, only stuff I've read has been the Miller Omnibus and Companion, but it made me fall into the DD rabbit hole collecting the omnibuses now. Yeah, I remember you saying that. How many omnibuses are you up to? Do you have them all yet? I know. I feel like Daredevil is the most well published character for Marvel. When it comes to omnis, I feel like
it'd be between Daredevil and Spider-Man, probably. Actually, I don't know.
True.
I mean, Marvel's really, really good. I mean, they have a lot of X-Men collected, almost all of Thor collected also. I mean,
oh wow.
I mean, just looking at my shelf, I mean, everything is pretty close to chronological.
Alex says X-Men has more.
Yeah, because they have event omnibuses, which Spider-Man and Daredevil barely have. So, yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Okay, cool. Fifth Jack Gaming, going to download Marvel Unlimited and read Soul's Run with my friend Chris's podcast. Well, that will be a lot of fun. Awesome. I know his omnibus is out of print.
Yeah, big time.
Charles Souls. Alex has an interesting question. Do you guys have a writer you think would do an amazing DD run or artist? Let's see. I think James Tynion IV would be cool to see, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Because I read a lot of indie stuff.
I know my artist for sure. I would go with Jorge Jimenez. He's probably most known for his Batman art over at DC, but I think it would translate so well to Daredevil. He just would kill it. And I think Tom King would be a good writer too. I mean, he's very highbrow.
King would be good.
Yeah,
very much so. Let's see who else.
He's had a lot of names on him already, so it's kind of hard.
I know my top one would be Ed Brubaker, but yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe Jeff Lemire would be cool. I don't think he's done Daredevil, right?
Oh yeah.
I think if he did like something like he did with his Moon Knight run, where it's short and sweet, kind of like a collected trade paperback, like 12 issues, maybe something like that. I think that'd be cool for Daredevil, and really maybe do a new spin with a character.
Yeah, Dustin
Yeah.
Nguyen would be a good artist too, I think, with his like watercolory aesthetic. I think that would work so well with like Daredevil's, sonar vision. He could probably make that look so beautiful on a panel. And probably do it in a very creative way. He's very good at especially thinking of Ascender and Descender, like just the
Yeah,
fluidity of fight scenes and stuff. I mean, he would knock it out of the park.
I think so too. I think that would be cool. Let's see. I just had another one too. Oh, what about Scott Snyder? Has he done? He hasn't done Daredevil,
No,
has he?
I don't even know if he went over to Marvel ever,
I don't
to
think
be
he had.
honest with you. Yeah.
I bet he could do a good Daredevil run. I
Yeah.
think so.
I liked your James Tinian idea. I think he would fit
I think that'd be
perfectly.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I think he could do like Moon Knight too. I think that'd be interesting to see. Did Mark Miller ever do Daredevil? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
Mm,
so. I don't think so. Let's see. Alex also says, I think I don't know how do you say this name? Jimenez?
Jimenez.
Jimenez?
Yeah.
Might have the longest run as an ongoing artist in the last decade. He was on Batman for at least 6 years, I think. I did not know that. Interesting. Fifth Jack Gaming, a volume 2 of Bendis coming in, but I am missing Soul and Marvel Knights Omnibus. You're getting there. You're getting there. I'm sure Soul's run will get a reprint soon.
Mark Miller did not do anything Daredevil related.
Alex said that would be his pick, Mark Miller. I could see it. I mean, I think you look at something like Kick-Ass, where it's more street level, more gritty,
Ooh,
pretty
yeah.
violent. I think that translates, and that could make for a good Daredevil run. Do you like Mark Miller? I know he's probably one of the most controversial comic book creators ever.
I do like him.
You know,
He has some of my favorite titles, but he also is responsible for my least favorite comic book that I've ever read. So
that's oh gosh, what's the name of it? It's that.
won't spoil it.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of the name now. Nemesis.
No,
Right?
Wanted, but close. Same universe.
Same universe. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read any of that. I read Kick-Ass. I read Jupiter's Legacy. Didn't really enjoy Jupiter's Legacy that much. Kick-Ass I did enjoy, at least like the first volume. Red Sun I enjoyed.
Ultimates is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I read that. I want to read
Old
that.
Man
though.
Logan. Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan, that's great. I love Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
I do like Civil War.
Oh yeah, Civil War. That's my favorite Marvel event. What? How did I not even think of that? Jeez.
There you go. So yeah, I would say I like some of Mark Miller. Not fully against him. I do like oh gosh, what's that? It was a movie too. Kingsman something.
Oh yeah, yep.
I can't remember the full name now. The Kingsman.
I think it is Kingsman, the British intelligence or something like that.
I like that comic, and I thought the movie was pretty good too. I enjoyed the movie much more. Fifth Jack currently have Miller's run, Brubaker's, Half a Bendis, Chip's run, and Wade's run. There we go. I said it right. Fifth Jack Gaming Wanted. LOL.
Kingsman, the Secret Service is what it was called.
Kingsman, the Secret Service. Yeah, I remember I own the trade paperback somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll have to try to find that. I have like a bin of trade paperbacks that I have in like my basement that I don't want in my collection. I should try to sell those. That'd be smart.
I would say so. Yeah.
There's nothing that cool in there. I'm gonna go look for those after, actually, I think, because there are a few that I'm like, I do kind of want to revisit that.
Well, I wonder how much it's going for. Let's see.
What is it?
Kingsman, the Secret Service, just to see, like,
oh yeah,
you may be sitting on a gold mine here.
That'd be cool. I doubt it. I'm sure it's very much in print. I imagine.
I don't think so.
Drum roll, please. Let's see. Let's hear it.
Come on, what's going on here?
Dead air. I'm waiting.
I'm trying to find it. There's literally nothing that's popping up at all. I mean, there's single issues of it. I'm not seeing any trades on Google Shopping, at least. So
Here, I found out on Amazon.
what is it?
Wait, no, this is not the right.
I'm
Okay,
finding
I
nothing
found.
but the movie.
I do see a trade paperback. I wonder if this is the one I have. It's very much. It has the movie poster on it. It's $30 by new. So I think it's in. Maybe it's a bit out of print.
Yeah,
I bet
that's
that's the one
marked
I
up
have.
for a trade.
Yeah, definitely is. But I think this is the one I have too. I'll have to find it.
Yeah,
Dave
send
Gibbons
some
is on
pictures
the
my
art.
way. Let your boy get some first dibs before you start
Sure.
throwing it out there.
Sure. Yeah, I need to. I'm gonna go find the my collection of random trade paperbacks. I just don't want in my collection because there are some good reads. I just didn't want them. I guess I don't know. Daredevil. Like I said, I feel like Daredevil's so oversaturated sometimes. Like
What?
I from a comic book perspective, I really have zero interest in reading more Daredevil anytime soon. Yeah.
Daredevil is like so street level. I feel like he's like never included in anything. But I mean, I guess recent years he has been with Devil's Reign, but that's just because of the popularity behind that. But I mean, he was quiet for so long. I mean, Bendis and Brubaker was the last time he was buzzing, and then he just disappeared for a little while.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because even Wade's run, I mean, people liked it, but it wasn't, breaking, records of, the best comic ever, best comic sold, or anything by any means.
Sure.
So, I mean, I think it's one of Marvel's best characters and best written characters. He gets so much talent on him. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, that's like the go-to Marvel character.
Yeah, seems like a Fifth Jack agrees with you. He is the most constant good runs. Has the most constant good runs.
Yeah.
Alex of Fifth Jack Gaming FF definitely is a contender. That's a team, superhero team I want to read more of. It's Fantastic Four. I really want to get the Mark Waid Omni that just came out. I think like last year. I've been meaning to pick that up, so I just need to pull the trigger on that finally, and maybe I'll just read it digitally. Honestly,
yeah, that's my favorite Fantastic Four run is Mark Waid and and then you have Waringo, which I always completely butcher his last name, but he's no longer with us, but he's on art and it works just so well when it comes to that run. It's just so perfect.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's also a dark run. Really pretty dark. Yeah. At least the first portion. With the Doctor Doom storyline that they dive into, and then it gets into some pretty philosophical and thought-provoking stuff after that. So it's pretty good. I enjoy it.
Got it. Fifth Jack, FF Hickman is my only read for the First Family Comics. I have read some of Hickman's run. And I enjoyed what I've read. I haven't, I don't have the omnibus or I haven't read the entirety of it. And I hear that's better if you read like all of Hickman's stuff, kind of in the order that it's published or whatever. Authoritative Action was an amazing read story. I'm not familiar with that. GK Ultra, the Latveria. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Latveria.
Awesome. Latveria, Arkin Wade's run is amazing. A little glimpse at a darker breed before the maker. GK Ultra, you got the Wade's Omni, right, for Christmas? I think I remember seeing that in your video. If I'm not mistaken. I'd be curious to know if you're doing a full video on that. I'd be I did. Awesome. Yeah, I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are, if you've read the full thing or not.
What is it called?
So yeah, I don't know if I have much else to say about Daredevil, to be honest. I'm excited about the show. We'll watch the show. We'll give it a go.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's very, very similar realm as Superman. It's like there's only so much we can talk about with a trailer, and at the end of the day, we could everybody just be so wrong, and it could come out and be a stink fest, or it could be the best thing ever. Who knows?
Who knows? Sidebar, and I don't think we've talked about it again yet on the show. Have you finished Creature Commandos yet?
No, I have 2 episodes left. I got to the point where you were texting me and you were like, some of our predictions were right.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah, because I think both of my predictions were right. And when it came to, I'm trying to avoid spoilers. The queen or whatever.
Okay.
Sure. And her, I haven't got to the point if it's true or not, but like how she's like kind of up to no good.
Yeah.
And yeah, called that out. And then the whole Weasel thing, you know, I loved Weasel. He was my boy, and I knew it was going to be a misunderstanding.
Yeah. We called it. I think that just goes to show, I think we're right about these sort of things, you know, and we are right about trailers. You know, we can predict whether something's going to be good or not. I really enjoyed Creature Commandos. I'm excited to see the second season got announced, confirmed. I'm very excited for that. I will be excited to see if they show up any of the Creature Commandos in live action. I would want to see that. Maybe to be honest, I think the Bride may be my favorite character now after watching the entire season. I really love her character.
Who was your favorite beforehand, if you can remind me?
It was the Bride and then G.I. Robot, which I still do like. They're still up there. I do like both of them. But like the entire, all of the characters I really enjoy. There's not, I don't think there's really a weak link. You know, I think they all kind of stand out on their own, and yeah, I think it's a solid cast of characters, and I'm excited to see the second season. And so, so you haven't finished the first season yet, right? Or you have?
No.
Got it. Yeah.
No.
It's good. I'll be excited to maybe dive into a little bit more spoilers and whatnot when you do finish that.
Yeah, I have to finish watching it. I got 2 episodes left, but what I've been watching is Arcane. I don't know if you've watched that before.
I've tried to get into it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've tried like a few times now, and it just each time it's never like gripped me, you know?
Yeah, I went on a hardcore Arcane and Squid Game season 2 binge. So
I haven't seen Squid Game season 2 either.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
All right, maybe I'll give it a watch. I do. The Severance season 2, which I believe I was telling you about in one of our shows, that just came out Thursday, I think, and I haven't watched that yet. Only like the first episode or 2 episodes or whatever. They're releasing it weekly, so I want to rewatch the first season and then watch the second season weekly, because that show's incredible. You got to check that show out, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, I plan to.
So good. Let's check up on the comments. I'll never forgive Disney for butchering She-Hulk. I don't really know much about the character. I do, however, maybe I should pull it out. I do have I ordered it off eBay because of the cover. I do have a She-Hulk comic. Just because I saw the cover, I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I own a She-Hulk comic. I haven't read it. I don't know if I ever will, but I do own it. and it's pretty cool. So
Well,
maybe
hot take of the day. I liked She-Hulk other than the final episode.
I mean, listen, you're allowed to have your own opinions. You're allowed to have your own opinions. I will say I didn't hate the show. I thought the CGI was pretty bad, but I did like the character of She-Hulk in that show, and I like the main actress, who I can't remember her name. I thought she did a pretty good job in the role, and she's very charismatic and likable, and so I thought that was pretty good. The CGI just took me out though a lot of the time,
Yeah.
and yeah, I ended up falling off that show and never finished it. What about Miss Marvel? Because those came out, I think, around the same time, back to back.
Miss Marvel I liked. I thought it was very, very clearly geared towards a younger audience, but if you can look past that, I mean, I enjoyed it personally, but I mean, I think I'm not as hard of a critic when it comes to some Marvel stuff.
That's fair. I saw somewhere that people were kind of up in arms how about they made her like a mutant, I think, in the MCU and not an Inhuman.
Yep.
People didn't like that. I personally don't care. I watched like the first 2 episodes maybe, and I thought it was fun, you know? I thought it was fun. I've read her run, part of her run. I have the first trade somewhere and probably that bit of comics I have in the basement. And I enjoyed that. So GK Ultra would definitely make a full review of that run. Currently working on projects for These Savage Shores and Resurrection Man by Abnett/Lanning to prep for the new Ram V series. Wow. I don't know what These Savage Shores and Resurrection is. Resurrection Man. I'm not sure what that is. Do you know what that is?
Resurrection Man, yeah, I don't know what These
Are
Savage
these
Shores is. Can we
is
get a
that is that
synopsis on that?
is that a part of DC or Marvel or something?
Resurrection Man is I know he's a hero. I always confuse him with Immortal Man, which I think Immortal Man is.
That's
I think
Invincible.
he's Marvel. I think because I think he was in West Coast Avengers. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's in the big 2. That's all I got. But no, I don't read. I don't read if he even is in the big 2 any of his comics. I just have heard that name for sure.
Got it. Okay,
But
cool.
Abnett
Yeah,
and Lanning, that's a big name there on that.
I don't know that name either. Those names. I'll have to do some research. And Ram V, it must be DC because I know Ram V. He did New Gods. He's doing the New Gods right now, and that's part of DC. So I imagine it's maybe in DC. I don't know. Let us know, GK Ultra. Alex also says, or Star Wars. That's fair. The Bride is a standout character. I hope she's used more. I agree. I really, really loved The Bride. She's my favorite character right ahead of G.I. Robots. And yeah, I thought she was awesome. I think she's kind of the main character of the show. If there is one. But yeah. Fifth of Jack Gaming is Arcane where I need to keep more focus into. Creature Commandos was pretty good wrap up. Yeah. I don't know. I guess you could answer this, Tyler. Is Arcane worth watching for a Fifth of Jack? You think you'd like it? I imagine you would. I think, don't you play Magic, Adam?
Yeah.
That's not in the same universe.
League of Legends is Arcane, but I think
Right.
I mean, I think it's definitely worth a watch. It's been I always bring it back to this. Like my wife doesn't like comics, video games, nothing, and she's enjoying it. So, I mean,
cool.
I think that's pretty good.
Cool. Fifth Jack also said, I will join you in that boat, Tyler. It was something different and something I needed. I believe he's talking about She-Hulk there. I would have to guess. Alex, I wasn't a huge fan of Dan Slott's run, but I still felt the show felt to adapt her character. I don't know on that front just because I haven't read She-Hulk comics. She has a famous run by like Rainbow something, right? Or Isn't
Uh,
that like a writer's last name or first name or something?
her most famous runs by John Byrne.
This is
Um,
more modern.
oh, I don't know anything modern.
Okay.
I've only read John
Alex, let
Byrne,
us know.
Dan Slott, and Peter Davids. That's the only runs I've read of
God,
hers.
I feel like there's a writer with rainbow in their name. Hopefully, I'm not just having a seizure or a stroke and making that up. I don't know. GK Ultra, These Savage Shores is a Ram V indie book, 5-issue mini. Why have I not heard of that? I like Ram V and I like indie books.
Rainbow Rowell. You were spot on. Yeah.
I was right. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm
No
cool.
seizure, no doctor's appointment needed.
Okay, awesome. That's good to know. These Savage Shores by Ram V. I'm gonna have to check this out. You know what? I'm gonna wait for your video, GK Ultra, to see if it's something I'd enjoy just from what I'm seeing. It looks like it is, but I'll just wait before I pull the trigger and get that because that's awesome. Ram V has some cool indie stuff. Have you read any of Ram V's indie stuff?
I've read The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, and I'm about to check out another title we worked on. Why am I forgetting it? It's like called Shadowrunner or something like that. I can confirm
Let's
the
see if I
title.
can find it. Dawn Runner?
Dawn Runner. There you go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, that came out last year. It looks like there's a hardcover now. I'm gonna
Yep.
have to check
Yeah.
that out.
I
Do you
picked
have
that up
that?
to check it out. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to. He is so like Layla Starr. I love that. Rare Flavors looks super cool. I want to check that out.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
heard that's really good. Yeah.
yeah. And then Dawn Runner, which I feel like I own the first issue of. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I own the first issue of. I could be wrong. Alex, I liked the Daredevil episode though. I don't really remember him being in She-Hulk too much.
Yeah, he was in
Can't
a
remember.
whole episode where they kind of fight, then work together, and then they have a booty call where
Nice.
Daredevil does the walk of shame.
A classic Daredevil right there, doing the walk of shame. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to revisit that show to be honest with you, but well, maybe. I do like She-Hulk as a character.
Yeah.
I think she's
She-Hulk
cute.
and Wonder Woman are my two favorite like female superheroes. I love those
Listen,
two
the
characters.
green skin does not bother me when it comes to She-Hulk. I can look past the
Yeah.
green skin for She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we know how Labruski gets down from some conversations on this show. We know the green skin. That ain't slowing down
I guess
Labruski.
yeah. Doesn't bother me. I can look past it for her. Yeah. Okay, cool. Alex, I lean more towards She-Hulk than Hulk. Interesting. Yeah, interesting.
Interesting.
I know she's like her own character entirely, really.
Yes.
She breaks the fourth wall. She's she stands out from just a female version of the Hulk, which is cool. I like that
Yeah.
aspect. It'll be
Which I
interesting
think
to see. Go ahead.
I think most people just paint her as like the female version of She-Hulk,
Yeah.
but man, she's just so different. And
She
like
is.
Hulk like can barely talk and he just smashes things. She-Hulk is like charismatic, she has jokes and quips and a whole serious tone too. Like, yeah, definitely a misread of a character to say she's a female
For sure.
Hulk.
For sure. It will be interesting to see if she comes back in the MCU. Like, who knows? Because I don't think her show was popular. So I don't know. I would like to see her kind of come into the wider MCU and see what that does, but who knows if that will happen.
I'm speaking a little out of ignorance because it's like, stupid Facebook posts, but you know how like even something completely fabricated, like there was like roots somewhere that planted that fabrication, and
Mhm.
and I've heard that there's been a lot of controversy revolving around her and Disney and stuff like that. So I mean, I don't know. But I would imagine if any of that is true, then a recasting would probably happen more than likely. But I mean, I don't know, because we saw how they handled Jonathan Majors with controversy, and so they're gonna, Disney doesn't play with controversy. You bring a
Right.
negative light, you're gone. I mean, we saw that firsthand for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard too much about that. I know I don't think the fans liked her or like the internet liked the
Yeah,
actress that much. I thought she did great in the role. I
I
thought,
did
like I
too.
said, I thought she was charismatic and she's pretty and she's fun. Like I don't know. I thought she did a good job. Um, so we'll see if maybe they'll do a recasting or what. I don't know. We have Kane. Kane, good evening. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Good to have you. Hopefully things went well in the dealership earlier this morning. Also, too, we started the Saturday morning cartoon today.
Oh,
So
okay. Whoops,
we'll be
sorry.
do. No. It's open invitation to whoever. Whatever. So yes, every Saturday at 11 a.m. we'll be doing that. So yeah, if you want to come watch, right now we're going to do the Batman animated series. Join the Discord. We have a description in the we have a link in the description below. And every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be watching the Batman animated show starting out. So yeah, that will be fun. Nobody joined today, so I didn't even do it, but it was supposed to be the start. But I here's what I'll do. If nobody joins, I'll wait like 10 to 15, and if no one still joins, then I'll just leave unless it's a show I want to watch.
Yeah.
But I woke up a little late, so I was like, I kind of have other things to do right now. So, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I wonder if we should because I feel like we always get like an uptick of viewers like closer to the end of the show. Like, I wonder if we should start it at like 7 instead of 6.
We could. I mean, we can talk about that if you want.
Little behind the scenes here, right on air.
Yeah. Why don't we just get into it now? Okay, let's see. Kane, dealership stuff went well. I finished reading a book which I started at the start of the start of the year after everything was good. Awesome. Damn, I missed it. I hope Alex. Okay, wait. Slight correction on the Saturday cartoon showing. It's every other Saturday based on the votes. I did not know that. Interesting. Okay, I guess every other Saturday. I might change that though. I may have an executive order to do it every Saturday. We'll see though. I may, because I think it's more fun if we do it every Saturday.
Yeah. I mean,
What
it
do you
gives you a
think?
reason to watch a cartoon every Saturday.
Yeah, it's a good way to kind of wake up. I'm thinking too, maybe changing the time to like 9 or 10, because
What
11
time is
a.m.
it right now?
11 a.m. I feel like that's a little too late. Like,
Yeah.
I would rather have it be earlier. That way, I don't feel like I don't know. If I wake up late like I did this morning, I'm like, oh yeah, I got the show at 11. I got to do that, and I don't know. It's just a weird start to my day. Okay. For the Jet Gaming, I'm sorry I was busy adulting. No worries, dude. No worries.
Boo.
We can
No
create
more
an
adulting.
event for the showing. Can we create an event on Discord? All right, Kane, we'll figure this out off stream. But I do think I want to change it, move the date, and then do it every week. I just think that'd be more fun, And anyone's welcome. Come and go as you'd like. Totally cool. So I don't know. I don't have much else to talk about right now, other than I don't know.
I don't have anything else to talk about Daredevil.
Do you
I
have
do have
anything?
a
Okay,
manga recommendation for Lebursky.
let's hear it.
So this is Innocent. Have you heard of this?
Now, let me make you full picture here because I want to see this. Okay. Innocent.
Th-
No, I haven't heard this.
This is volume 2, but there's two thicker volumes out right now. But from what I've heard, it seems 100% up your alley because it has some historical elements, which from our conversations, you like history and stuff,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
also has some um, thought-provoking philosophical elements where, it can kind of make you think, teach you some lessons, which I know you kind of like too. But
Cool.
like French Revolution era, um, and it follows a son of an executioner in France that is meant to be the executioner but doesn't want to be, even though it's his family's lineage to complete all these executions. So it follows that character, which is
That's
pretty
interesting. I
interesting.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Then I
Okay.
also got the which I already told you about, Vagabond, which is also historical, but they came
Yeah,
out with
yeah.
the deluxe edition. Comes out the 21st, but if you go to stores, it's out now already.
Is that
So
is that what you picked up today at Barnes and Noble?
yeah, yep,
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome.
And
Did
this is a
we
big boy. Look at that thing.
That is. Holy smokes. That's cool though. I like that cover. Let's see what the chat says. There's so much amazing manga never printed in English. Where is Kingdom? I'm not sure what Where is Kingdom is.
Yeah. Well, it's called Kingdom, but it's another like
Makes
historical
sense.
manga. It's really, really good.
Cool. Thrawn Kill asked, does Daredevil have a favorite color helmet from his collection we saw? And then Alex says, I don't think you can tell the difference of color. That's true. I don't think you can. When I read that, I was like, that's a good question. And then I saw Alex's comment. No, I can't tell the difference.
Yes. Yeah, yes, it is sewn binding. If I think that's what you meant. But yes, it's sewn.
Cool. Did we talk about what we're reading? Did we or no? I don't think we did.
I think we did, but that
What
was
are you
very
reading?
early into the stream. So Do a Power Bomb, Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yes. Okay, that's right.
Reading that, enjoying that thoroughly. That's the last work of Daniel Warren Johnson that I need. And then The Crow, I'm going to be
Yeah.
starting that. And then I don't know, I'm probably going to dive into Innocent because I have 2 volumes of it now and it's really
That
piquing
seems
my
cool.
interest. Yeah.
Cool.
So
With the Jet Gaming Braille, they had Braille in the helmets. That's funny. Oh my goodness. Let's see. What am I reading? I read We Called Them Giants. Have you read that? Super good. I'm gonna. I feel like you mentioned it on one of your videos recently. Maybe Top Indie Reads or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, it was My Haul. No, I haven't read that yet. That's Kieran Gillen and
Stephanie Hands.
yeah, from
maybe.
Die.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was, or I'm sorry, the artwork is beautiful. So that's probably my favorite thing about the book. I filmed a video last night on that. So that's coming out, I think, Wednesday. Still trying to figure out when I want my Comics Corner videos to come out weekly. But that's my next Comics Corner videos on the We Called Them Giants, which I loved. We have an interesting comment here. This is my barber, Mike. How are you doing, Mike? Labruski, your local neighborhood barber, would love to chat about manga with you. Can't agree. Vagabond is absolutely worth the read. Hope you're good, brother. Love the stream. Thank you, Mike. I hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, Mike, he's been my barber for years now. I think almost 10 years. Like I started seeing him in high school. And he's big into manga. His barber shop's awesome inside. It's so cool in there, and he has some manga and whatnot. And we chat about manga here and there, but we haven't dived into it too much yet. So he's a cool guy. You should get your hair cut from him if you're ever in New York.
I wish. Every time I talk to my barber, I'm like, I just don't even want to be here talking about this.
No, I love going to the barber shop. Mike's awesome. We should do maybe some sort of manga show where we just talk about manga at some point. I just need to read more manga, you
I'm
know?
so down.
Awesome.
Another behind the scenes, I have so much manga in front of me because of the video I was shooting today. So it's
Nice.
yeah,
When
it's like
when
a
will that be out?
wall.
Will that be out this week, you think, or next week?
Probably this week. I'm trying to keep it to 3 to 2 videos a week, but
Cool.
I think it should be this week. I'm trying to get a collection tour and a room tour together, which is
Oh, that'll
very
be fun.
taxing. So
Yeah,
tiring. Oh my gosh.
that'll be fun though. I know you were talking about that. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to decide what I want to read next. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking Blue Book by James Tinian the Fourth. Have you read that?
No, but I've heard it's really good and it's also historical. It's like actual
Yeah.
accounts of alien
Yeah. Yep.
interactions.
Yep. So I'm thinking I have the first volume of that. I'm thinking of reading that and doing a video on that, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll start tomorrow. Start reading my next book and we'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. Alex says, I hope Gantz gets a deluxe edition. It's overdue. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what Gantz is. I feel like I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Let me look it up real quick.
It's kind of like a battle royale manga, kind of. People that
Okay.
die and get like a second chance at life, somewhat
Yeah,
being
I've definitely
extremely
seen this.
vague.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've definitely seen that somewhere. Barnes and Nobles, maybe, or something.
really good. Tons of TNA in that series. So tons of TNA.
TNA?
Yeah,
What's that?
like sexual content, like
Okay.
boobs and butt. You've never heard that
Oh,
saying before?
no, I've never heard that saying.
Okay.
TNA. Does that stand for something or?
Yeah, I'll type it to you.
No, I
In
know.
the private chat.
Thinking about it, I figured it out. You don't have to do
Okay.
that.
All
I
right,
got it.
cool.
Okay, cool. That sounds like a book I'd enjoy. Boy, okay. Kane says, I just purchased new manga today, Snowball Earth by Hiro to I
Snowball Earth.
I give up on trying to pronounce that name. I apologize. Cool, Kane. Yeah, I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts are on that. Fifth of Jack Gaming, thank you for reminding me. In my Discord, we are doing a book club, and our first book is going to be the Junkyard Joe. So I need to purchase that deluxe in order to read that. I guess I could read it digitally, but it's not as fun. So yeah, if you want to read that and be a part of the book club, join the Discord, and anyone's welcome. So not safe for work. That's
a better way of saying it.
See that I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like I was going to say something else, but now I can't remember.
For y'all's book club, are you going to read it and then do just like a chat on Discord, or?
Kane will know. She was the one organizing it. I believe so. I think we're doing, I'm sure the date's already set somewhere. But yes, we'll join the voice channel and just discuss about the book and whatnot.
That's
so
cool.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That will be fun. We've almost been going for 2 hours. What do you think? Should we wrap it up? Do we have any last minute things we want to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, nothing on topic of Daredevil, so I mean, we can save it for the next show, and I don't know, we can do a little bit longer of a segment of what we've been reading and our thoughts and stuff. Maybe later into the show when we get like the uptick of viewers and stuff, so they can be a part of that. But other than that, I got nothing.
Cool. I did want to ask you, actually, I just remembered. Have you been playing any video games lately? Because I have a new obsession, and I want to talk to you about it, even though I don't think you've played it.
Well, I've been playing Marvel Rivals. I'm trying to get out of bronze, but I suck so bad. Oh, what was the game I just saw and I want to try? Just tell me your obsession. I'll think of it.
It's this game, Balatro. Have you heard of this?
Latro. What?
Balatro. It is a. Do you know what a roguelike is?
Yeah.
It's a card style roguelike. It is so addicting. Do you play poker at all? Do you know poker?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is so you can play it without being knowing what how to play poker. Um, it is so much fun, dude. It's insane. I'm addicted to this game. Let me tell you.
You know
I
what this kind of
absolutely love
reminds me of?
what's that?
I don't know if you've ever played Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt.
Yeah, yeah,
You know Gwent in that?
yeah, yeah.
I was obsessed with Gwent, but the like images I'm seeing of like the top down view looks like the way it would view Gwent when you're playing
Sure.
it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's more simpler in some ways than Gwent for sure. It's easier to get the hang of, but it's complex too. It's easy to play but hard to master, if you will. I would seriously recommend it, dude. It's so much fun. It's so
Oh,
much
so
fun.
so there's big blinds and small blinds too?
Hmm. Yeah, so
Whoa.
it's yeah. So it's like a roguelike too. It's solo player, so it's not like multiplayer or anything, and you just see how far you can get, and it's so fun. And there's Joker cards that add interesting elements to the game, and I'm telling you, I think I'm going to stream it Monday night on my Monday Night Gaming. So if you want to know more about or see the game first before you buy it, maybe tune into that and whatnot. But it's seriously so much fun. I love it.
Yeah.
Um,
10 out of 10 on Steam.
yeah, it was
4.7 on Google Play, 4.8 on PlayStation. Wow.
mhm. Yeah, it got nominated for Game of the Year, and it won Indie Game of the Year at the Game Awards. So yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
On
The video game I was thinking of was Dynasty Warriors Origins. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've heard of it. I haven't played it or anything like that, but I know of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been playing that?
No, I want to play that. Like I want to
Got it.
purchase it and play it. I love Dynasty Warriors. It's like my guilty pleasure. It's like beat
Sure.
'em up games where you just get high like KO counts and take on armies and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
this one seems like the first one that's like taking itself seriously and actually trying to tell a story. So I really, really want to check it out.
Got it. Interesting. Yeah, I watched a video on it. Actually, I remember now.
Yeah. Looks pretty
Kane
cool.
says it's on January 26th at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time via voice text chat. That's good to know. And that's Sunday. Okay, so I have some time to read Junkyard Joe. I need to buy it first. Oh my goodness, I got to get going on that then. I'm going to do that right after the show, I think. And then Kane, you're not a mod. What the heck? I'll make you a mod. Don't worry. I got to figure out how to make people mods.
How was James Abel mod?
I must have done it when I started YouTube, like back at the beginning of November or something, and I was like toying with the idea of being or of doing live streams, and I'll figure it out. But
I also think like comic book YouTube's at the point where if you start talking about comics, James Abel just becomes moderated. He's just like,
well, that's the thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
I run this show now.
yeah, exactly. Yes, Kane, I will make you a mod. I'll make Fifth Jet Gaming a mod as well. I'll make you a mod, Illuminati, and I think that's it for now. I don't want to be throwing out mods all over the place. Okay, not that type of guy. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's show, though. What do you think? I want to go.
Yes.
I think I want to go eat ice cream and watch a show or something or a movie. Chill.
I think I'm going to finish Creature Commandos now. So
you do that. Let's talk about it next Saturday. Won't be the show, but we'll revisit it. I want to know your thoughts real quick on it. So
yeah, I'll make
Cool.
sure to finish that, and then I just gotta finish Arcane, and I can weigh in on that with a fifth of Jack Gaming and see if with the ending under my belt if it's still worth the watch.
Awesome. Yeah, so everyone, please go subscribe to Illuminati if you have not done so already. Link in the description below. And thank you so much for watching, everyone. I appreciate your support so much. And we will catch you in the next All-in-One Nerd Show next Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, everyone.